Oh, ugh. Oh my god. I'm sorry. This is like the first time today I've seen my own hair. God damn. No. I didn't know. Um, yeah, I'm trying to grow it out a little bit, so it's a cluster all day, every day. Ugh. Um, Hi. How you been? I hope you're all doing good. Um, I went I went digging through my hard drive last weekend. I was looking for some old photos and things, and I found something interesting that I wanted to share with you. Um, I'm going to start off and just make this very, very clear. I don't believe that this is a ghost. I don't. I do not think this is paranormal. But it's very, very weird, and so I thought, maybe the internet would like this. Also, I'm very, very proud of myself because I learned how to screen share. 1 second. Yay, I did it! Once upon a time, in 2015, I lived in San Diego, California. And one beautiful Saturday morning, I took a little excursion down to the Whaley House Museum in Old Town. The house was built by Mr. Thomas Whaley, who was an eminent businessman in the 1800s, and a lot of Old Town actually grew up around this man's house and his family because, in addition to running several businesses kind of out in town, he ran a general store out of his first floor. On the opposite wall, there was this courtroom that you see in the photo because he was a judge. And upstairs, he built a community theater. And the San Diego Historic Society has preserved all of this just beautifully and meticulously. It is really an immersive tour. It's one of those where the staff, the tour guides, will dress up in period clothing as they take you around the rooms. Wonderful. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend if you are ever in the San Diego area. The Whaley House is also said to be one of the most haunted places in California. Several members of the Whaley family died in the house, some of them tragically, and you see this courtroom had a gallows to go along with it out in the backyard. So there are many, many tales of spooky doings happening in this house. The tour starts downstairs. They show you through the courtroom, general store, and they show you this cool, look at this beautiful, intricate, delicate, like Victorian morning art. You know what it's made of? That's right. It's human hair. That's gross, but I kind of love it. On and on we go through this cute little kitchen with this teeny little wood stove. I love it so much. I want one. Everything is so homey and cozy and old-timey. There's lanterns and china, and I just want to live in the tiny kitchen. You head on upstairs to the second floor and you check out a couple of bedrooms. Oh, whoops, that one's a little dark. More bedrooms. This young lady had a creepy doll collection. And I spent way too much time taking photos of the creepy dolls. Yeah. I wasn't really paying attention to what I was taking photos of. I was just kind of clicking and moving on so I could soak up all the details in the atmosphere and enjoy walking on hardwood floors. But at some point in the tour, I stopped to see if the photos were turning out clearly, if I had enough light and I was capturing the beautiful furniture and all that stuff. And I realized that something was amiss. So I turned around and hurried back to this room. Do you see him? That's okay. I didn't see him for a good minute either. Take a look at the pillow and tell me what you think this is. Here, I'll try to zoom in and show you a better image. What the heck is that? I almost thought that I had actually captured a ghost on film, but the more I looked at it, the more I was like, this looks like a pencil drawing. He's flat. Like, it looks like a cartoon drawing of a little boy. And if I had been using a regular film camera, I would have thought I had the most amazing coincidental double exposure on the planet. But this was taken on a smartphone. It's entirely digital. So I ran back to this room after seeing this photo on my phone. I ran back to this room and I started taking more photos. And guess what shows up? This time, he's hiding behind the bed. Isn't that crazy? I took like 3 of this, the same photo. He turns up in all of them. He's like behind the bed now. Here's the same photo, same doorway, same room. Again, he's over here. What a little weirdo. And so I started frantically snapping photos of everything in the room, trying to figure out where this image was coming from. For context, this view is taken looking into the doorway of the bedroom. There's only this one doorway. Instead of having a door there, they have a waist-height railing, so you can't go in, and floor-to-ceiling glass. So it's like a window. You can't actually go in there and interact with anything in the room. There's glass in front of you. And the light from the window is bouncing off the glass. And that accounts for a lot of the weird shadows on the walls. And in other photos, you can see like little streaks of light across the room. And it accounts for these, pardon me, but ghost images of other objects that are nearby. So in this photo, I've leaned so I can look at the left side of the room, and you can see that one of the paintings from, I think, the other side of the room, it shows up over here. You know, it's not a ghost painting, it's just a reflection because light does weird things when it bounces off of glass. Here's another good example. This is not, some spectral figure. It is a double image or a reflection of this mirror that's hanging down off the wall. You can also see this is the mirror that was sitting on, the bedside table. That there ended up all the way in the fireplace because of the way the light moves around. So I thought, okay, there must be something in the room that has that image of like a little boy with a sailor hat on, and it's got to be reflecting some way so that it looks like he's around the bed. But I went over and over and over every corner of this room, and I don't see anything at all that might cast any kind of image that looks anything like that. The only places in the room that I could not get a good look at were under the bed, because it was completely dark, and behind the bed in that corner behind this corner of the bed where the image showed up. So I don't know what's back there, and I don't know what's under there. But as for everything else in the room, he just kind of came out of nowhere. After a while, they were about to close, so I kind of had to give up my search and continue on down the steps. So here's a few photos of, like I said, there's a community theater upstairs. It's really cool, little meeting hall kind of a setup. Another bedroom with a comfy old quilt. And then the downstairs is just super plush. There's velvet everywhere and tassels on things. How fancy, how glitzy, how 1800s. But this room and this image has just plagued me and kept me awake just as much now as it did when I first saw it in 2015. It had occurred to me that there might have been someone standing behind me, or there might be something on a wall behind me, and it was, showing up in the glass or showing up in the camera. But I don't remember anybody being up on that landing with me. I know this was like 8 years ago. Memory is a frail and fleeting thing. But I don't remember being up there with anybody because it's a pretty small space, and I would hate that. I also don't own like any clothing with that design on it, so I don't think that was reflecting I don't own little pirate hat t-shirts, you know what I mean? And I don't remember there being anything on the wall behind me. I know things have probably changed. It was 2015, but I found a YouTube video of a dude doing this tour and filming it. I'm going to link it in the description box below. I don't know this person. I don't vouch for any of their content. But if you hop to about 1528 or 1530, he goes up the steps and you can see that the wall behind this room is like blank white, and there's a door there that says staff only, but you make a sharp right turn and boom, you're looking at this. So I don't know where this could have come from. I'm super curious, and I would love to hear from the photographers of YouTube. I'm quite certain that this is some kind of trick of the camera. This is some kind of play of the light. I just can't figure out what it is or where it's coming from. And if I can unravel what happened here, I can try to make sure it doesn't happen again. Am I standing in a bad spot, or is it a wrong angle, or is it a setting on my camera that I can't figure? I don't know. But I would love to hear if there's a technical explanation for this so I don't do it again and confuse myself in the future. That's all for now. Thank you guys for watching. Take good care of yourselves. I will talk to you soon.